What's up, everybody? It's your boy Coach coming back to you again with another episode of the Team Lift YouTube podcast. And you know how we go to the cons and we always try to get you what you ask for. You're always asking us to interview the voice actors. We finally are going to bring one that you've been asking us to bring in for a while, but we kept missing her. And that's probably mostly my fault because, you know, life happens and stuff when we go to these. But here we are. We're at Ikkicon 2017 here in Austin, Texas at the Renaissance Hotel. And we have the lovely Luci Christian on this show with us.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for doing this with us. First of all, let's just start out with that.
Yeah.
Because it seems that every time there's a con and we end up at that con, you always get missed. We never... 2017 has been, we have been two ships passing in the night.
Well, we're making it like right before the cutoff.
Yeah, we were like, we got her this year. We did it.
That's right.
Because we were like, well, maybe 2018. That's what we were really thinking a week ago. So, but now we got you here. Yeah. Great. How are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, I'm having a blast.
Really?
I'm having a blast. This one, I really love the venue. I think this hotel is a great place to have this event. I love that everything is so close.
Yes.
And the staff and everybody is so nice and cool. I've seen some awesome cosplay here.
Yes.
And I don't know, everybody's just kind. Also, the guests this year seem to be like a special crop of talented and kind people. So whenever we hooked up at breakfast and we're all just chatty Cathy, and it's just lovely. It's lovely. Everybody's so nice.
You really are enjoying this one, then. You
Yes.
sounds like this is a really good event for you.
It's great. It's
See?
great.
That's awesome. That's good. Well, you know, one of the things we've always wanted to do, we kind of bring you on the show, but we wanted to ask you something. Do you remember the first role you ever tried out for?
I do. And I don't tell the story very often because it's so kind of convoluted, but I forget how it happened. I think it was through Jason Douglas. Mm-hmm. He hooked me up with Stephen Foster way back before ADV had multiple studios.
Okay.
And I was brought in to do a character called Kalina, this little elf girl on Those Who Hunt Elves. Mm-hmm. And Stephen Foster worked with me for a couple of hours and was so miffed. I could tell he thought I was terrible. And he did not invite me back. And I was like, well, that was a fun thing. I'm not good at that at all. And a couple of years later, through my agency, Don Rush was a new director at ADV, and he called my agency for talent, and I came in to do a bit part on a show called Neoranga. Mm-hmm. And again, I left and went home to my roommate and said, I'm super bad at this. I'm never going to be asked back. I'm not good at it. And the next week, Don was having auditions for a tiny little show called Full Metal Panic.
Yes.
And he asked me to come back and read for it. I thought that was crazy. I thought, they must be just being nice. I don't know. But then I booked that. They were like, you're Kaname in Full Metal Panic. And I went, awesome. Huh. How interesting. And from there, it
just took off. See, that's how I get comedy gigs. That's how, like, I just go there.
Kinda.
They say, that chunky guy's kind of funny. Let's give him a booking. And I'm like, yay!
That's why, so last night on the panel, you know, we were talking about how we all got into the industry, and all of our stories are different.
Yeah.
So there's no one way that it happens for people. It's just not like that.
It just happens. Yeah. You get that break, and there you go with it.
And then there you are, yeah.
Now, how many years has it been now?
Oh, y'all, I'm old, I'm so old. I've been doing it for like 18 years.
Really?
18 years.
See, now you're starting to make me feel old. I'm like starting to think, wait a minute, hold on, I remember Full Metal Panic. Huh? No, we're not that old, we're not.
We were doing the math, and I've been doing One Piece for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
No, come on, man.
No, I know. We're not that old.
No.
Forget that. I know. It's true, though.
You've been there 10 years?
10 years. 10 years.
This is my final episode of this. I'm done. I'm tapping out right now. No.
We're going to go join AARP.
That's it.
Just kind of...
Me and Wilford Brimley are just going to do the Diabetes. That's my new commercial. I'm done with this.
That's right.
No
That's right.
way. That is crazy. So, okay. So if somebody doesn't know all the characters you've done, what would be some of the biggest ones?
Okay, let's see. Some of the biggest characters. Let's see. Probably Nami in Full Metal Panic.
Yeah.
Wrath in Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
Was pretty big. Ochaco in My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
Doonin in the Appleseed series.
There's
so many big ones. Medusa in Soul Eater.
See, those
Alois
are big
Trancy
right there.
and Black Butler.
Oh my God.
Honey Senpai in Oran Host Club.
Stop right there because you know that's my favorite.
I know. He's everybody's favorite. He's the precious lamb. He's so sweet.
I love that whole show. See, that's the one that actually got me into romantic comedy. So I had 5 daughters, which didn't help the situation.
Yeah.
So I had to go watch every rom-com at the theater. But I really started just like, I'm going to start watching rom-com animes. And then it was just like, well, this is my new thing. This is my jam. This is all I'm watching.
It's hilarious. And it's so well done. The dub is so great. I mean, the Japanese is great.
Yeah.
The original is great. But the dub is also stellar.
Yeah, no.
Caitlin did such a good job.
I love that one. So let me ask you something. So now where are you based out of?
I'm in Houston.
So you are in Houston?
Yep. I'm in Houston.
So see, I know a lot of times you'll see people, well, I'm in LA and then I fly into Dallas sometimes, or I'm in New York and I'm just doing stuff up there because it's gotten so big.
It's gotten so big, and I don't know, it's more accessible. And studios are more open to having actors work around.
Right.
It's nice, yeah. It's not so much now based on where you live. I mean, certainly you still need to live near a market, but
Yeah.
I don't live near Dallas. I go up to Funimation to do My Hero and One Piece and D. Gray Man right now.
Right.
And all of that. So you have to be willing to get in your car. That's right.
You
That's where I
put some
listen to my
work into it.
audio, but sorry. Sound is like, stop hitting your microphone. That's where I listen to my podcast and use my Audible account.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we entertain each other in the car, and we've learned all of Anderson .Paak's albums. We sing the entire Malibu album in the road. We were like we always say, hey, I'm bringing this book, and I'm not going to be bothered. And next thing I know, we're in there singing Smooth It. No, did we just?
I know.
We're an hour. So no, that's our thing. But that is so cool that you've been doing this. It's hard for me to believe 18 years though.
It's been a long time. I know, it's hard for me to believe too. That's really weird. But yeah, I believe I started doing it when I was 27.
But the thing about it now that's starting to really get us, and we were talking to Josh Martin when we met him at Anime North Texas, and it was just that, we're in a situation where with the simuldubs, it's starting to seem like it's getting bigger, and then, now there's High Dive has kind of jumped into there, and so it's just like, there's way more work now because of that than it used to be, and now it seems like the voice acting market is at a point where you guys could start to explode.
Yeah, you can. I think there's definitely work to be had if you can get in there, and I personally think that there is room for people. I don't do as many simuldubs because again, I don't live in Dallas.
Right.
Although My Hero was, but I signed up for that. I was like, I know what that is. I want to be a part of it. But because I have a couple of kids that are in elementary school, it's kind of hard. But it's true. If you lived in a market where they're doing those simuldubs, they have to crank that stuff out weekly.
Right.
And so there's a whole bunch of talent that is needed to make that happen. And directors and producers and all of it.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing some great work.
No, I'm telling you. And then we used to think about how it was like when I was younger and, you were hoping somebody had video recorded, I got a VH test that has like episode 17 through 27.
Couple of episodes, yeah.
Let me get that from you and borrow it. And it went through the neighborhood and had the snow on it. But
Yeah.
you were just so happy to get it. You were just like, oh, this is
That's
gold.
back in my day.
Yeah, I'm telling
That's
you. Like, when kids are telling me, oh man, I don't want to watch that, they only shut up, you don't know what it's like. Used to have to walk uphill 2 ways to get my anime back in the day.
That's
You don't know
right.
what this is about.
In the snow, barefoot. That's
Yeah.
right.
I fought 2 bears just to watch the first episode of One Piece. You don't know what it was like. But yeah, that's cool, bro. If you've been in the industry and you're doing it, let me ask you this. Dream role. If you could have did any role out there and you said, that's the one I wanted. You ever thought about it?
Well, I feel like this sounds kind of cheap to say, but if you look at my bio, I have done a lot of dream roles.
You really
I've
have.
been very fortunate because I get to play the cutest person in the world, like Honey, you know. But then I've also gotten to play some real baddies, like Ophelia in Claymore, and Medusa in Soul
Yeah.
Eater, and I've just been fortunate. I've gotten to play the awesome girl, Ochaco, Kaname. There are these characters that are just so. For somebody like me to go, what would be my awesome role? I have played them. That's the thing. Every time I get to do it again, I feel like I almost can't believe my good fortune. There are definitely things I've seen other people do. I'm not a part of Attack on Titan, and
Right.
that is, I think, incredible.
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to that too.
An incredible show.
Yeah.
And when I was rewatching some of Oran Host Club recently, I texted Caitlin. I was like, this is amazing, and you are so good in this role. Like, you're better than I think I could have been. And usually, you know, I'd be like, I want that. I would have loved to play that role. It's so,
Right.
but she's exceptional. She's so good. So, all that to say that normally, it's probably the actor's survival instinct in me that I don't think about what I wish I could do. Because my friends are doing incredible things in those roles. You
That's
know,
true.
Everybody I know is, and when I got to meet Lauren at this convention, so admire her work. It's just so cool. And we all cheer, like, hopefully, we all cheerlead each other. That's definitely the best kind of environment to be in.
I have noticed that about a lot of the people we've had on the show. It's just a really, like, each one help one kind of camaraderie amongst you guys.
Yeah.
Most everybody that's come on the show has been really awesome. And they
Yeah.
always are championing somebody else's work. So
Well, that's the way it should be. We are all professionals in the same, you know, everybody wants to put out good product.
yeah.
Everybody wants to work.
Well,
I think we all feel fortunate
Yeah.
and lucky to be a part of it, you know?
Well, I think a lot of you are like me. I have this medical condition called allergic to being broke, and so you just
Yeah, I don't like,
yeah, you know, I got used to this thing called eating daily and
It's
paying my
good.
bills, and I was like, you know, this work thing's all right. I
It's
kind of
good.
like it. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, but you know, you really, even if you had that dream role, you got to think about it. There's somebody behind you that's saying, she got all the dream roles that I wanted.
It's
you
true.
are somebody's dream roles.
It's true.
That's
true.
awesome.
I have been very fortunate.
You ever done any video games?
I've done a couple. I did, I was Gage in Borderlands, one of the Borderlands games.
I know, I hit the mic, but I'm sorry. That's my heart pattern. He
There was
knows
a
how
One
many hours
Piece
I spent in
game that I
game.
did. But the funniest story is way back. It was when I was a little bit younger. Everybody all around read for Dance Dance Revolution for the Xbox 360, back when that was going. And I ended up getting cast for that, and I flew to New York to do it. And they were in the studio, and it was so intense. It was like 6 hours of recording, you know, the workout mode and all of the different modes. And it's so peppy. It's just, I know you can do it, you know, over and over and over and over. I was sweating. I was just a puddle at the end of this thing. But I went home going, what? I am on Dance Dance Revolution for the Xbox 360. I am that voice. It was so cool. And then I saw it in Best Buy when it came out, and I played it in Best Buy. And I told myself that I suck at Dance Dance Revolution. I was heckling my own self, like saying things like, well, I can't play the game for you. Like, just ridiculousness.
And you got to hear that.
I got to hear that.
You got to hear you heckle yourself.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nancy, I don't need that. I have him. He heckles me. That's my heckler right there. I just travel with him and he heckles everything I do. And there is a video of me playing that game too. I went to a GameStop managers conference. Yeah. And they had, they were like, it'd be cute to watch a fat guy dance to that. And it was not. It was a medical travesty. That's what it was. So, but yeah, there's a video. It is on YouTube still. Like I saw it 2 weeks ago. Somebody's like sent me the video. Is this you? And I lied. I was like, no, I don't think so. They just look like me. And they were at that same conference I was at, wearing the same T-shirt that I still own. I don't know who that person is, but yeah. No, that's awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
Lauren! See?
Lauren! What's up, lady?
I get to see you. I have been trying to sneak up on you for the last half hour.
This is what we're dealing with.
That is the you did. It worked. It was awesome.
Lauren, you remember we had you on our show with Jerry Jewell and
Yes,
Luci
I do.
Christian? Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting your interview, but I had to scare Lucy. I mean, I had to.
It was the best.
I love you, Lucy Senpai. I'm gonna go now.
I love this. That just happened. We're not editing that out. That's staying.
No, keep that.
No,
that is gold right there.
Yeah, no. We have these unedited moments that always happen, and you know that's not going away. That's going on the channel. That is awesome. All right. No, we're about to go ahead. We're going to wrap this up.
All right.
Let me go ahead before we get out of here. What did you get to do for fun this year? Any big movies that you saw that you loved?
What did I do for fun this year? I did see some movies I loved. I just saw the new Star Wars finally.
What did you think?
You know what? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I get it. There are some things that are kind of like, huh.
Yeah.
But you want me in your audience. I am a person that will always root for things to go well. And if you want me to suspend disbelief, okay, I will do that. But that's me as an audience member. I am not a critical audience member.
I just saw The Shape of Water.
We want to see that. It looks amazing.
It was.
Oh, man.
It was. Well, I'm on my kick where I'm trying to watch all the movies I think are going to get awards. So 3 Signs Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah. The Disaster Artist. Yeah. Shape of Water. Yeah. Downsizing. Star Wars.
Look at a trailer for one called Ghost Story. Ghost Story?
Is that the one where the ghost sheet is walking around?
Yes, we watched the trailer and I was like, I'm gonna cry in it. You can tell. We also saw Coco. We took the girls to see Coco yesterday.
I loved Coco.
I adored it. Talk about a wonderful film where, especially for children, I mean, not that adults don't need this, but it's one of those films that I think, Pixar does such an amazing thing of when they go, here's a movie for kids, and grown-ups we're also gonna teach you along the way, about demystifying death, or sort of making it not a scary thing.
I know.
But a really lovely, connective thing.
Did you cry at the end?
I did.
See?
Bawled my eyes out when he sang the song.
When I got to that part, I was like, man, Pixar finally made a movie I'm not going to cry in. Oh, crap, last 10 minutes, here it goes.
That's exactly right. That's what I said. I said, Mike Bell, this is just a good movie. Like, there's no tears.
Yeah, no, last 10 minutes, they catch you.
Forget that.
We've warned you. That's all you need to know. Coco's great, but bring tissue.
Bring your tissues.
Lucy, thank you for doing this show with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Guys, once again, we're bringing you the voice actors that you want. Thank you for supporting us. You know that at the bottom of this video, Reid always puts this little thing that says something about subscribing. And the only way we keep bringing you these videos are when you push that little button. It's going to be down there somewhere. So we're going to get out of here. Lucy's got people to go talk to. She was kind enough to give us this time.
Kind of important.
Peace.